So, bait jigs. I don't really think you're classed as a fisherman until you have one end of this in a fish, one end tangled on your shirt and the other end through your finger, while you simultaneously try and untangle the three. Today we're going to talk about bait jigs. Righto guys, we all know what they're like on spin reels. They just have a habit of tangling on everything. Now, in the past, I've had a habit of just having one dedicated spin reel that I just use for bait jigs. It lives in the gunnel, but it still seems to get tangled on everything. So the first thing that I tried was one of these sabiki rods. So you can see it's actually hollow inside this rod, and the bait jig actually goes down inside the rod, if that makes sense. Basically, this keeps the bait jig from being able to get stuck or snagged or hook anything else, and you just use it as normal, as a normal fishing rod. It's not a bad bit of gear. I do have two complaints, but number one, given that it's thicker, it is pretty stiff, and I just don't feel like it feels as good to fight fish with. The other kind of gripe that I have with it is I have found that my hooks seem to very regularly get caught on the tip. So instead of it winding inside, I have noticed that I tend to get every second hook caught and I have to untangle it. Both pretty minor. There's two other storage things for these. One is, so in my boat, the whole wall's carpeted. And I basically just kind of stick these in the carpet. I only ever have one on there. I've never had anyone, you know, stuck to the wall attached to a bait jig. Well, not yet. But that's one option, just to save you throwing these out every time. If you have got a bit of carpet in one of your gunnels or something, even if it's up under the side a little bit, just cut the jig off, throw every second hook in there, it's out of the way, and they pull straight out of carpet. It's not like getting one in a shirt and you got to cut your arm off to get it out. The other option, which is last but not least, is you could say this is a piece of poly pipe, for example. You would drop your bait jig down the inside of it, and then just throw a few rubber bands on each end. So you potentially would have this end, the line comes out, just put the line to there, and then just go around it a few times, and then that rubber band's going to hold the line on. And then the same story on the other end. You know, the line's going to hang out to here. Do the exact same. Fold the line back over onto itself, and just go around this a handful of times. And then you'd have your bait jig safely stored inside this. There's no risk of it getting tangled or you having any dramas with it. It's plenty long enough for a bait jig. And you could just throw it in your gunnel, forget it's there, but as soon as you need a jig. Anyway guys, I hope that's been some help. I hope that saves you getting tangles and tied in knots with these things, and with a bit of luck, even maybe save a bit of money. Thank you heaps for watching today's video. I shall see you guys on the next video.